So here I have this little 7-port USB 2 adapter, or like multi-hub, where you can plug 7 ports into one USB. It's got all of these little switches, so you can turn each port off manually. Don't know really why you'd want to do that. I prefer to normally have them all plugged in, but I guess if you do need to disconnect it for whatever reason, just having a switch instead of having to unplug and replug might be easier for you. It's got these little spots for lights. There's a blue LED under each. I've plugged it in. I'll show you now. And as you can see, they turn on and off based on whether the switch is switched. Got a little hole there, I'm not sure why. On the bottom there's a spot where there's clearly supposed to be a like a label, but that's just missing. I got this for, I think it was about $7, so very cheap. So let's open it up. It looks like there is a bit of a gap there that I might be able to fit something through. I'll see if I can open it up and I'll cut back to that. So I've popped the back off just by putting a little something thin in there to sort of separate it. Now we can, that's quite easy. I said easy very weirdly, but that was easy to take off. Inside we've got this PCB with some USBs on it, and we also have these little plastic bits under here. The other version of this was the 3 USB, and this is obviously the 7 USB version. So I assume they make one piece of this plastic for that piece, and it's the same piece used in both, and they just made another mold for the additional 4 pieces. So it looks like there's 2 chips. So I assume one is just enough for the first 3, and leaves the other one for the rest. I think it might be like a total connections thing. Looks like, wait a minute. It's got LED section here for under here. There should be LED. Oh, so it's got a through-hole components there. If you can see that, it's space for through components go straight through. But they've just soldered these small, tiny LEDs directly onto where the pads are. Like these little tiny surface mount ones. And they just like made it so the solder they've used is just bridged the contacts with the piece wouldn't, or the leads for the LED would normally go. That's quite interesting. So I think the way this works, using this one that's 3 and one that's 4, is each chip probably has a total of 4 outputs or 4 connections. So 1 is the actual output to the computer, and then 3, so that's a total of 4. And this version has a total of 8, so 7 there and then 1 there for a total of 8. So it's just these switches, only 2 connected for on and off, and that's just for the LED and for the USB, I assume. I haven't actually plugged anything in to see, but they definitely do correspond to turning the lights on and off. It's got the 4 wires for ground, DP, GM, and 5 volts. And I assume this is another power connector, although I don't really know why it would be necessary if you need to power a computer. Obviously these are only connected to 2 leads because you just need to be able to either bridge it or not. That solder's not very good, it's broken. I don't know if it was me pushing through, but if we look, you can see that's disconnected. I don't know. I probably won't fix it unless it actually interferes with the ability to use it too greatly. Looks like they've also only soldered one of the contacts on the actual shielding of the USB on. So this one, the one on the left isn't, then this one isn't, it is. I guess you technically only do need 1. I don't know what these little black strips are. So it's relatively simple. You've got these 2 chips, which I assume are controller chips. You've got the USB connecting onto this PCB. It's got tracer built in. Then you've got the switches for on and off with the lights. It's relatively simple design, and like the entire schematic of what goes where, it's all like drawn onto this side. Although it's a bit hard to see with those in the way. It's a shame that that one seemed broken. So I'll try assembling this again. Just making sure I had it in the right way. and try to get that in there. So I think if it's in there, hopefully it should make contact. Let's move this over to here, so that's in the right spot, and that side goes there. So now we should have it back together. That's back together. It looks like all to work now, so that's good. So if you like the video, comment down below your thoughts, and do visuals, and subscribe to more series like this in the future.